Hello, it's iAntonio.media again, coming to you for an extra special episode of Life is Feeling Counting the Ways, where I'll be documenting my water fasting journey just for you. I'm sure that you might be interested a little bit in it, unless you've done it before, but I'll be going into how I feel while I'm doing this. Now, I'm just gonna clarify what exactly a water fasting is, just, to make sure we're on the same page. A water fasting to me, and to a lot of people, means that you only drink water. You do not ingest anything else. No proteins, no carbohydrates, no fats, no sugar, first and foremost. The reason why we do this is for various health reasons, which include, fat loss. And, I'm not really somebody who is struggling with fat right now. As a matter of fact, I go to the gym quite regularly and, I must say I'm quite fit. But I want to kind of trim up a little bit because, it's not really in my best interest and I don't really want to just bulk up like that. It's also an experiment and a challenge to my own body to see if I can take charge of my own physique. And, that in itself is also quite motivating, quite satisfying. Another reason why people do it, they do it for health reasons, which are, for example, autophagy, which is a process of self-healing that is actually initiated through water fasting. Self-healing. I'll go into more detail where that is concerned later on. There are some other benefits, for example, ketones, a new form of energy that your body has to create to fuel the brain. Now, that is particularly interesting because, we as human beings, we can actually create within our cells, within our bodies, a new source of energy for the brain, which is used to working with glucose. And this new source of energy is fat-based. It changes your state of mind. I remember that from the last time I did fasting. Now, there are some other, self-repairing mechanisms that are called into play. There's also a boost of human growth hormone, about 500%. There's an increase in testosterone. And there are tons of things that I'm going to mention to you later on. But, there are lots of reasons for doing water fasting. It's even said that you can generate new brain cells. And, I don't feel to be at a loss of brain cells right now, but, we're all losing all the time. And this is one process that is reputed to do that. You even create new stem cells while you're fasting. So there are many reasons, not just reasons of vanity for doing it. So as I said, this involves water. So when you're drinking your water, you have to make sure that your water is taken with minerals. You have to also ingest daily minerals, which starts out with normal sea salt, potassium, and magnesium. These are the first ones. You have to make sure that you get at least your daily requirement of that. As a matter of fact, I would suggest taking a little bit more. Do not take my advice. If you're going to be doing water fasting, please get professional help. I know what worked for me. And if you're going to do this, I'm not telling you what dosages you should do, but just make sure that you take potassium, magnesium, and sea salt. These are electrolytes. You need that for the body. Another thing you need is B vitamins, B complex. That is also something I have. It's in my little box of my little kit of things that I need. I'll also be taking supplements of zinc, which should also help with the, the testosterone boost or whatever, something that was promised. And, I don't even know if that's so important, but, I just don't want to be depleted in any way. Another thing that I'm taking is fish oils, right? Fish oils, I'm sure probably it has a tip of protein in it, but yeah, I don't know. Someone recommended that I do it somewhere, and I'm also taking those supplements. Water fasting per day, I think I'm drinking about 5 liters of water, and that's about it. Anyway, I'm going to get into more details of how it's done. And if you're interested, you can always head on over to the website to see my formula, what I used, and eventually I'm going to post all the videos having to do with water fasting that helped me to make my plan. Now, I started with this water fasting with 2 days before of eating purely vegetarian. 1 day before I had only broccoli, and I think that's good for the system. It helps to prepare the system for this kind of thing. And I don't know if I really want to have meat in my system, for a 20-day water fast, right? So that was the preparation. And then I just went straight into it, right? I have this huge water bottle here. I'm going to also post a photo of that perhaps. Just head on over to Life is Feeling Counting the Ways and you'll be able to see it, right? Or you can follow lifeisfeeling.com. That will take you to both my shows. What you want to look for is the episodes under Life is Feeling Counting the Ways. If you want to go straight to Spotify, you can just head on over to lifeisfeeling.de. But on the website, on the main website for the episode or for the series, there is where I'm going to be publishing all the links and all the photos and all these other little extras that you might need if you decide that you want to try water fasting. Now, in terms of how I'm feeling, right now I'm feeling very energetic. I'm feeling a little bit of hunger, but, there's a distinction to be made between psychological hunger and physical hunger. In terms of the physical hunger, I'm not feeling much. And as soon as I do, then I just drink some water and it goes away immediately. This is the second day, as I might have said earlier. Yes. And the worst day of physical hunger or psychological hunger is on the third day, which is tomorrow. So I'm excited to see what tomorrow is going to bring. I shall not make the mistake as I did last year when I was doing my water fast. That time was 10 days. I went out on the third day and I kid you not, I strolled into a street festival and there was food everywhere. And you know what? I'm not lying when I say to you that I had hallucinations of floating burgers and sausages. I could tell you where every burger was and every type of burger, every type of sausage in every corner. And the food was just calling me. Now, that was just psychological. I think that was psychological hunger when I went out, but maybe mixed with a little physical hunger as well. But it's definitely psychological when you're having hallucinations and also dreaming of food. I was dreaming of food. I tell you, the food was calling me. I wanted everything. And this was on the third day. And I really wouldn't suggest that you go out or even go online. Even looking at pictures of food kind of gives you an urge, and it makes it a little bit difficult. Now, as I said, there are many health benefits. One of them is the ketones. The ketones kind of gives you a sense of euphoria, a sense of well-being, and that tends to offset the psychological hunger, but that doesn't really kick in until after the third day. So I just have to survive tomorrow with no food, only water. And then after that, hopefully, I will not have these feelings anymore, right? I can remember also from last year, that is the reason why, although I planned to do this for 7 days, I ended up doing it for 10, because you know what? It felt so good. Honestly, after the third day, these ketones feel, I don't know, it's just like you're just walking on sunshine. You're feeling no pain. You're feeling good. You're feeling energetic. Your mind is clear. You think differently. Even your creativity is affected. And, all of that is ketones produced specifically for our brain, right? And the brain is just running on overdrive. I kid you not. If you make it to the third day, it's a wonderful experience. It's also an evolution that humans have had. Because, again, another video that I watched, I did a lot of research, from reputable people, also people who helped me last year. They said that our closest relatives, the chimpanzees, they cannot change somehow internally the source of energy that their brain needs. They have to always use glucose. And that is why, they stuck to the tropical regions where there are always, fruits on the trees. But us as human beings, we have adapted to find another source of energy for the brain, which is quite significant. And this is something that has helped us during our hunter-gatherer periods, so to speak. We didn't have 3 meals a day. And this ability is actually an evolution, and I am taking advantage of that right now. And you know what? It feels really good. So then, there we have it. Ian Antonio Pattison again, coming to you for this extra special episode, a series actually, of Life is Feeling Counting the Ways. You can head on over to the show notes page and you can, leave your comments if you want. You can see the links that I posted. All of these people who have helped me to plan this fasting thing. You can see photos and everything else, all these little extras that you won't find in your normal podcast player. If you want to listen to the show in a podcast player alone, and maybe you just like Spotify, you can use lifeisfeeling.de. That will take you directly to Spotify. I've been getting a lot of resonance on YouTube recently, so maybe you're listening to the episode in YouTube. That is perfectly fine. But if you want all the little extras, as I said, the photos and the links, just pop over to the show notes page where I'll post all these links for you. All right? So, as I always say, with a small win is always a good way to begin. I'm looking forward to the following days, 20 days to be exact, 20 days in all. And I am looking forward to hearing from you. Bye for now. Well then, I don't know if you can hear the music in the background, but today is actually the 4th day of my fast, and I'm very happy because I don't feel any pain anymore. Well, actually, I never really had pain before, but the strong urge to eat is kind of gone. The physical discomfort of not having eaten is all gone, and I'm happy to say that now I'm sitting or standing actually a little off out of the crowd at the what is it's called in German, the Jüdischen Museum, which is the Jewish museum in Berlin, and they are having a little event called Jazz Breakfast, and I think it's something that happens once or twice a year, and I'm very happy to be here with actually one of my students. So, we're not talking any English today. Today is all about just chilling and listening to the jazz, which turned out to be Turkish jazz and more of the East European, very East, also, Turkish music. And I would say, there's also a lot of some Jewish pieces as well. The name of the band I'll find out and also include later. But, I just wanted to do this little piece so you had a taste of what the day is like. The day is wonderful. My senses are, I don't know how to explain it, but it seems as if the trees are singing. I told you that there's a kind of a Zustand or a condition. I don't know if I'd call it a condition, but a state of mind, a state of being that's totally euphoric when you're doing a water fast, and that tends to start at the end of the 3rd day or the beginning of the 4th. Today is the 4th, and it's feeling wonderful. It seems as if the trees are singing and the music in the background is absolutely beautiful.